Okay guys, hi. We're going to play around with Dreamweaver's embossing paste, and this is the black embossing paste. And then we're also going to be working with the Crackle embossing paste by Dreamweaver. So lots of fun in these little jars. I did a no-no and didn't clean my knife off, but it's still pretty fresh, so I'm going to get one more scoop. Just a little simple piece of chipboard. I've done one already, letting it dry, but I'm going to show you how I'm doing it, and so we'll do this step by step. These are Dreamweaver stencils. Now you can use any of the metal or plastic stencils that you like. Stencils have been around. God, I've been crafting for 25 plus years, and I remember stencils when my mom was crafting and starting to teach me. So that was a long time ago. So what I did is I put my first piece of, this is basically painter's tape, masking tape. I put my first piece just on the card. Then I started across the top, holding my stencil down across the top, the side, this side, and now I'm going to cover the rest of my card. So none of my card is showing. All I'm going to be getting is stuff on my stencil. And I use just these little credit cards that come in the mail. They always want you to get credit. Yeah, I'll get credit. And I take just a little bit of this, which I've already kind of mixed up pretty well. And I just put some of it, kind of spread it a little bit. Doesn't take too much. And then I'll have to wash my knife off after I'm done here. So I don't know, I hope you saw me. I dug in my bottle with this and I put it on my card. And this is basically how I do it. I just kind of take it off my knife from the bottle to the card. I guess I need to back up a smidge, but well, I'm fixing to do this, so we're good. I'm sorry if the glare, I'm trying to keep it off, but keep it light enough. I've been playing around with this, but with this metal piece. Okay, so I'm just going to take my card and kind of at a 45-degree angle with my stuff. I'm going to start up at the top and I'm just going to slide it down. And you want to try and do this in as few bypasses as possible. And I might not have gotten enough, but gosh, usually this is. I am pushing it down into the stencil, and then when I'm going across the top, I'm very lightly just kind of pulling off whatever's on the metal. And oh, for heaven's sakes, I got a little spot there and a little spot there. Okay, and then once I'm done, I just kind of pull it off of my stencil as much as I can. And I put it back in. Granted, it's not very much, but it adds up. Okay. Waste not, want not. My grandmother told me all the time. Alright, so now we've got this set. And I'm going to pull off my tape. Now, people say, oh, keep it and use it. But this tape has such a low tack that it really is not worth trying to keep. Oh, and see, that did go underneath. Well, but I'll be able to fix it. That went underneath my tape and off of the side, so it's on the card. But I'll just cut that bit of the card off. I worked it just way too much. Okay. And now what I do is I put my two fingers down on the stencil on this side, and I'm pushing a little bit, which pops it up on this side a smidge where I can get my fingernail out. And that's why I have one piece of tape that holds that down so I can get it off of there. And then I've got to wash that, and I'm going to take the clean corner of this and I'm going to get off what I can. Yeah. So I'll just cut that is all I'll do. Not a big deal. Now I'm going to go and wash this. Yeah, I worked it a little hard there and obviously got it underneath the tape there. But other than that, that one's going to be a good one too. Let me go and wash these and we'll be right back and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so now this is dried. I've got 2 of them. And so I'm putting the tape back on. First one I put to hold the paper down. Oh boy, hate when this rips. Now I'm taking this and I am setting it back, lining it up with the black textured paste, and then taping it back down because I want to texture on this in the same spots. And this ripped, which means it's going to take me a second to get the tape going again. Tell you, this tape is great because it doesn't pit the paper, but it also is really easy to rip if you're not careful, not pulling it even. All right, then I'm going to tape down here. Tape down here. And then back here again, cover up the card. I don't want to get anything on my card. Okay. So now I'm going to use the Crackle embossing paste, and I've got my trowel, and I'm not super good at this, but I'm going to try it. Now I'm not looking for super thick. And I do want to make sure that I've got this pushed down in there, so okay, a few other little things here, and there we go. And just kind of scrape the big stuff off. Oh, did that go underneath? No, it didn't. Good. Alright, so there's one. So I'm going to pull this off. And since I'm going to go right behind it and do the other one, I might just try and save this tape. I'm just making sure it's not going to move while I'm pulling the tape off. And again, I'm going to put my fingers on the ends and I'm going to pull straight up. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this up and lay it over here. And let's get this other one going before I have to wash everything. So, just to hold down my paper, put this. Now this one actually did not have where it went, where I kind of got it underneath. and should fit on this texture paste really much nicer than the other one did. So let's see here. All right, and one more. Okay. There we go. All right. Good. Good. And there we go. Okay. Now we're going to let this dry. The first one, I don't remember if I told you or not, but the first one had to dry for about an hour. Now this one is going to have to dry at least that long, if not longer. Because I'm going to let it dry totally natural. You can take a heat tool to it very lightly, but you know what? I have the time. See, and now this one did it on my white. So hopefully, again, I'll be able to cut that, but it's better if it doesn't. And that's another reason why I shouldn't try and reuse the stinking tape. So sometimes when I'm trying to be thrifty, it ends up costing me. So there we go. And then I still pitted my paper. Okay. So we're going to let this dry and come back to it when we have the gorgeous crackle on there, and we'll go from there. So I will come back. See you guys. Bye for now. Okay, so now I got these dry, and I just wanted to show you a few ways that we can do this. I've just got a water pen, and it's stained, but it's clean. And I've got here just some of those inexpensive paints, and I have I have put some water in there and let it sit for a little while and mixed it up pretty well, and you can paint this on. You just want to be careful that you don't go off of the piece, and you don't have to get it all, because with this paint it's not going to really catch on all of it anyway, but it's going to leave a lovely shimmer. So there's like that, and it just leaves such a wonderful shimmer on it. I don't know if you're getting that or not on camera. And then the other thing that you can do as well is your gelatos. Just put some on and you can mix some colors up and get a nice bit of water on there and mix it up. And basically I'm just made some brown here, and I'm just going to touch it onto my stem here. Now you don't get quite the shimmer that you do from these pastel pens, and I have way too much water. I am going way off of my items here. Okay. So for my taste, I would prefer the little Prisma paints. This little, like I said, this is just an inexpensive color. If you have any kind of watercolor paints, they're all going to work on this. Anything that you can paint on this surface. This is the Crackle. So it is ready for paint once it's completely dry. I actually let it set for a couple of days because I just didn't get a chance to get back to it. But you know, a couple of hours, it tells you, depending on how thick you have put it on. And mine was a fairly thin coat, and I would say also tape this down and leave it taped down until it's completely dry and through both the black and this surface. And getting the crackle on it, the texture paste and the crackle. Leave it taped down so it helps the watercolor paper to remain nice and secure, and it will help minimize the buckling. But this is just a really nice, very easy, very a technique that's been around for a very long time. Kind of goes back to almost a decoupage. But it's just a really pretty technique, very easy to do. You do need to have a few more products than what you might have just sitting on your shelf. One, the texture paste and the crackle, and of course this is with the black texture paste so that when the crackle goes you can see it, but you can also color your textured paste before you put it on. So that's, you know, another option. You don't have to actually own black texture paste. So I'm not an artist. I just, you know, need a little water, just whatever one's sitting around. Trying to clean my pen off here so I can grab something else. But yeah, we're just gonna get the rest of these painted, and then I will put my card together and put some pictures up of the finished product. And thank you so much for joining me for this card series. I'm so sorry it took me a long time to get this last one up, but let's get this last piece here. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun doing this little series, and I hope it reminded you of some of the different things that we've taken for granted that, you know, are just around